Hey, what's up everybody? This is the one and only ADtheTribalChild, and welcome to the second episode of Ask the TribalChild. If you have a question, click on the blue annotation on the bottom of the screen or on the link on the top of the description and ask your question on the comment box there. Now before I begin, there are a few corrections I want to point out from the previous episode. On XAX Rido's first question, I referred to a game, PlayStation Battle All-Stars, when it's actually entitled PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Being that I don't follow the game, I messed up the title. Also, I incorrectly misspelled XAX Rido's name. On the episode, I spelled it XAXREDIO, was actually XAXREIDO. So my sincerest apologies for those snafus. We got 9 questions this time around, so without further ado, let's get started. My first 3 questions are from Lisa via Facebook. In her first question, she asked, why did you pick the name TribalChild? What does it mean to you? Since high school, I have a deep fascination with tribal designs, mainly tattoos, and from there, I started doing my own tribal designs. Also, the word tribal is derived from the word tribe, meaning an ethnically group of people. I look at myself as a young descendant of a tribe. So with that and my love for tribal designs, I put 2 and 2 together, and it pretty much stuck with me since then. For Lisa's second question, she asked, what are your goals in producing? Well, as far as making videos, producing is just another hobby, and I'm just making videos for fun. I'm not currently looking for a future in that field. As a YouTuber and producing videos in general, I like to experiment things and try something new. So I wouldn't go as far as saying I have no goals in producing, but I have taken an interest into that field in consideration. For her third question, she asked, for non-gamers like myself, how will you influence me to become a gamer? What games will you suggest? Being a gamer is something that you have to get into. So how I will influence you to become a gamer is for you to look at it as another form of entertainment, like movies and music. I say the best way to get into gaming is that if you know someone that's into gaming in general, not only who plays video games, but also follow up on anything gaming news. Now as far as suggestions, don't limit yourself with one genre. Experiment the easy ones like puzzle games, role-playing games, first-person shooters, and platformers. Finally, if you ever get a chance, check out some games like Catherine, any of the Call of Duty games, or the Super Mario Wii for the Wii. And if those doesn't suit you, there are always games you could always play on the internet, like the ones on Facebook. My next question is from Jacob via Facebook, and he asks, what is your opinion on bacon with maple syrup? Well, I'm a vegetarian, so I don't know how to answer that. I tried tempeh meatless bacon with maple syrup, and it's delicious. My next food-related question is from Dominique from Facebook, and he asks, waffles or pancakes? I love both waffles and pancakes, though I eat more pancakes than waffles, mainly because I don't have a waffle iron. But if I have to choose between the two, I have to say waffles. That should remind me I should buy me a waffle iron if I'm gonna eat more waffles. The last 4 questions is from Sizzlin' Papaya Gaming. As for his first question, he asked, do you think PlayStation All-Stars is considered a failure? While being a critical success, the game does have its moments as far as commercial success. I've yet to play PlayStation All-Stars. It does have some praises from critics and some gamers, and I do mean some. From what I read in some of the gamer forums and a few Facebook gaming groups, many has expressed their opinions about the downsides for All-Stars, including balancing issues, lack of content, and simply put it as not being a serious fighting game. But don't take my word for it. As far as unit sales goes, while PlayStation All-Stars sold over 300,000 units in its first month, the sales dropped significantly in the following months, leaving the game only sold 500,000 units as of May of this year. So I wouldn't go as far as calling PlayStation All-Stars a failure. As far as the game being a commercial success, it's in a mixed bag. For his second question, he asked, Do you believe that the PlayStation 4 had a good showing? Despite not revealing the hardware, I think the PS4 presentation from last February had a good showing. Everybody from Sony Computer Entertainment to third-party developers really showed what the upcoming PS4 is capable of, from its features and specs to the trailers and tech demos of upcoming games to be released for the PS4. Though watching the 2-hour stream presentation has its moments, I do think they have a good showing. I hope to see more at this year's E3. Question number 3 from Sizzling Papaya Gaming. He asks, what is my favorite console of all time? My all-time favorite has to be the Super Nintendo. Though I was one of the few kids to have both the SNES and Sega Genesis, I say the Super Nintendo is better graphic-wise, plus their library of games is amazing. Looking back as a kid, I remember playing Super Mario World, Star Fox, Batman Returns, Killer Instinct for hours on end. As a Sonic fan, I felt bad saying this because the Genesis has some good games too, but at the end of the day, the Super Nintendo is second to none compared to the Genesis. I guess you could say that the Super Nintendo does what Sega Genesis can't. Okay, that sounded a whole lot better in my head. Moving on to the last question. Okay, I have one last question from Sizzling Papaya Gaming, then I'll end the episode from there. And he asks, do I play any sports? Honestly, no I don't. I've never been good at any sports, maybe because I'm more into art than into athletics. Unless you can count shooting pool as a sport, of course. I guess maybe because I'm not as athletic as the next person, and sports isn't really my thing. Well, that's it for this episode of Ask the TribalChild, and I want to thank everyone who submitted their questions. I'll be back for our next set of questions, and if you got a question for me, click on the annotation on the bottom of the screen or on the link in the description, and submit your question on the comment section there. You can also tweet me your questions on my Twitter page, or send me your questions on my Tumblr page. As always, this is the one and only ADTheTribalChild. See you next time, and keep it locked.